Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Pixels SMP. Today, I want to show off my base, and a couple of my stats. Um, so this base I've been working on for quite a while. At the very start of my base building, I decided I wanted to have one of every type of crop. So I've got carrots and beets and sugarcane and cactus and bamboo and cocoa beans and sweet berries and glowberries, netherwort, and wheat and pumpkins and melons, and every type of tree except for the nether trees, which I still need to get. I have a couple cows in my very humane cow farm, a couple chickens in my very humane chicken farm, as you can see. I've got the monument of my head that Davey wanted to make for me. It used to be made out of gold, but it was kind of ugly as gold, not gonna lie, so I made it into copper. It looks more like a fox now, like my actual player model head, because it's orange. Over here, I have a couple pets in here. I've got Skeletoner, my skeleton horse. Skeleton horses are very, not rare on the server, should I say. They spawn pretty frequently. Got a donkey, and also a camel. At one point, there were a ton of camels that were just spawning everywhere at spawn. And so I just grabbed one. I rode one, and then if you used a waystone back in the day, you could teleport with the animal you were with. It was pretty handy. Back here, I've got two pet foxes, as you can see. They're pretty cute. One of them's got a little redstone dust in their maw. I've got a huge farm over here as well. A lot of potatoes and then some carrots. Every time I mine this, I go up an herbalism level, which I'll show off in a bit. I've got a bit of a cave below me. I haven't done much with this cave. I've kind of just left it and let it do its own thing. Kind of sit. I'm not going to go through the back entrance. Let's go to the front entrance. So here's the front entrance into my base. We've got a ton of different ores. I kind of based this look. It looks a little ugly to some. It looks pretty like abstract to others and nice to others. It's based off the anti-cheat, anti-X-ray plugin that makes every ore, like makes a ton of fake ores under the ground, so you can't tell what ores are real and what aren't. I've got a ton of storage of just a ton of items. A lot of random shulkers that I dump random stuff into here to sort into this very tidy storage. I'll break this storage down. Basically, up here we have the random miscellaneous items. Right here we've got wood planks and like stuff like slabs and stairs. We have wood logs and leaves in here. We've got ores in here. And behind every chest, there's a second chest. I've got a lot of more, rare ores in here, like blocks of diamonds and blocks of stuff. Ton of emeralds. Right here, I've got tools. I've got an elytra here. And then I've got the more rare tools back here. Ton of invisibility and haste 2 potions. These are my player heads. Some suspicious buckets here. I've got even more player heads up here. And a grave for some reason. Ton of enderman heads. Back here, some of these are empty. Some of them are full, obviously. I think I've got banner patterns of every type down here. A ton of different dyes for making banners. Stuff like that. Mob loot is in this one right here. So a ton of different like mob stuff. Shulker shells if I need to make shulker boxes. Ender pearls from the ender pearl farm. This is supposed to be my space stuff, as you can see by the name. Back when space and the moon was fun to go to, I would like adventure out. Because I loved finding out like lore and stuff on servers. And this server had a lot of lore. Hopefully I can make a video on the maze and the moon at some point. This was my slime chest. I made some kind of suspicious banners recently because I wanted to. I forgot I made a horrible noise when you mine banners. I got some extra armor here as well. I got some enchantments in here. I think I removed most of them and put them in a different chest. But in this, I've just got random blocks. It's kind of a dump chest where my random stuff goes. Another dump chest here. These should be in here. Up here, I've got furniture. So beds and all the different crafting stations and stuff. In here, I've got different plants. Down here, I've got food. In these chests back here, they're only single chests, but they've just got a bunch more food. Extra lighting. Even more food. Gingerbread cookies that are called crust for some reason. Back here I've got even more storage. Ton of honey blocks and different amethyst clusters. Ton of different ores. Just a whole bunch of like silk-touched ores, because why not? Different skulk things. I used to sell these, but I took them out of my shop because nobody was buying them. Player heads. These are extras. I already have all these in the museum down here, which I showed off. So these are extra, because I don't like doubles in the museum. Ton of custom fish. I don't know if the custom fish plugin still works. I've got a bunch of custom fish. Because octopus used to be in a craft, but you can't craft those anymore. If I get a pickaxe, and I mine in here, at one point Aguzki had access to my claim, and they made a little sneaky fox den. Here's the normal lighting. I named this cat Aguzki, because it's kind of funny. Or maybe they did? I can't remember. But funny nonetheless. Cool little, like, sneaky addition. I really like it. I made this coal so you can, like, actually know to go in there. So I don't forget about it. Then, next thing, down this way. Oh yeah, obviously, back here, down here is my museum. If I go back through here, this is the back entrance that I showed off. And then, down this way, as you can see, there is even more storage. Now, every block on the front of these is what it has inside. So diorite has diorite. Tough is supposed to have tough blocks. Apparently it doesn't. Deep slate is deep slate, stuff like that. These chests have like extra plushies in them, extra hats, tons of hats, stuff like that, music discs, yada yada. Bunch of gas tiers in here. I use them for making the crying obsidian. There's a special craft where you can put obsidian and crying obsidian into a crafting table, and then it makes a ton of crying obsidian. So that's what my museum floor is made out of. And leather armor for going to the moon. On the next floor down, this is the back entrance to my museum, as I showed off in the other video. And then I've got a bunch of potions. This used to be full, but I used them up. There was a glitch that made so much hay drop from villagers, like farming villagers. And I'm glad, because I've been able to use this to trade with people, and hay has kind of been the lifeblood of my riches, honestly. Kind of running out. I used to have, I think, 8, or what would it be? If it's 4 in the front, 4 in the back, and then 2 rows, that'd be 16 double chests of hay bales. But I'm kind of running low at this point. There's a skulk dimension that I raided a bunch of ancient cities in, and so I've got a bajillion pairs of pants, and diamond hose, a bajillion random enchanted books. I don't really use any of these because my gear is all fully enchanted already, but got a ton of crops here. And then down here on the last floor, ton of different like mob loot, totems of undying. I think I've got a whole double chest of them, yeah. Arrows, ender pearls, Just extra stuff. I give away a lot, like a lot of items. And so it's always good to have extra to just be able to give away that stuff. Ton of obsidian because if you mine it with, if you go to the end pillars and mine obsidian with tunnel 3 and haste 3, you just mine obsidian so fast. I used to sell slime balls because you used to be able to get slime balls from mining clay balls or clay blocks with a shovel. And I used to sell those, and it used to be a really good trade that people would always buy. But at a certain point, somebody else made a slime farm, and then I couldn't really just sell those anymore because it took too long to get them. Way less efficient than a slime farm. I'll show off my ender chest right now. Right now it's full of garbage. Basically, when the summer event happened, I found a way, because there was an ender chest in the summer event. I found a way to duplicate my items into my ender chest at the summer event, and then when it ended, I've been waiting for ages and ages, trying to keep my ender chest empty to see if it will copy back over into my ender chest. So I've been keeping my main ender chest stuff in this chest, in my base, for like 4 months now. And I don't think it's gonna happen. But I'll show off my ender chest stuff. So I've got Whitney right here. It's got waystones, extra diamonds in case I run out, stuff like that. Whitney's my trusted ore deposit, basically. I got the shit box, which has got my extra armor in it. My fire-resistant armor as well in case I go to the nether. My Fox election stuff, which is basically the same stuff as what I've got on, but red and brown instead of blue and green. Ton of special just tools. Zystic gave me this axe ages ago. Cowboy gave me this chestplate. He didn't think I had better than iron armor, even though this stuff is as good as diamond. Rockets real. I just have rockets. Pretty simple. In enchantment, this is kind of... Oh, this is my main kind of enchantment thing. Couple mending books, and breaking, and swift sneak. And then in here, this is just all swift sneak. This is the main reason I went to the Skulk dimension to go to Ancient Cities, because I got so many swift sneak books. The next one I have is, I saved, because Rinby quit for a while, because there was a big drama, so I saved their stuff in case they ever wanted to get back on. Just out of a kind thing to do, I mean. But yeah, they don't have their stuff anymore, they took it back. Ton of just extra items in here. Field bows and just rare trinkets and doodads. In the summer event chest. I got Innatural, which has Spinjitzu, which is Riptide, Channel 4, which is Channeling, and then Trusty, which is the loyalty that comes back to you or whatever. More levitation potions. 15 dragon heads. At one point, I had all 9 slots here filled with elytras, but I've been giving them away and stuff. I let somebody borrow one and they didn't give it back, and I forgot who that was, so... I've lost a few, but I'm not too heartbroken about it. I don't use elytras a lot these days anyway. I still have a Temper 4 book. I don't think, like, if I put something, like, I enchanted a tool with it, it probably wouldn't work. But I still have it. It's pretty interesting. Got a plague here. Skeleton skulls. Chirp is my favorite music disc, so I've got it in here. I'm not gonna look at that map. I think it's Trump and... Okay, no, it's not the freaking Trump one. This map is my favorite map. I've got the pig spawn eggs that I talked about in the last video and the villager spawn eggs. 22 enchanted golden apples, which is pretty good. Disc fragments. This is kind of crazy. Mangoes, amethyst fragments, candy, sponge. Just random doodads. A ton of prismarine alloys and rare heads and just stuff, just things. Got blasting off again. I tried to make rocket a thing called the Great Equalizer that shot rockets, but it didn't do any damage. So I don't know if they were nerfed or something, but I looked like a fool because I tried to kill somebody and it did like half a heart of damage to them. And then I've got all my tools. So I've got the Prismarine Sword, which I don't use. Somebody gifted it to me. Got my Prismarine Pickaxe, which I also don't use because it's really easy to break it now that Prismarine is bugged. Silk Touch Pick. Fortune. I usually name this Silky. I don't know why I didn't name it that. It's Silk Touch. That's fine. I usually name my Fortune and my Silk Touch Pickaxe based off what they are and what they have on them because it shows when you hover over them right above your hotbar there. I've got Goo Bubble because Goober made me this shovel with the enchantments because I don't know how to get more than like 5 enchantments without it becoming too expensive. Got a Prismarine shovel. I've got Nibble, my axe. I've got Skulk Super Soaker. I've got Vendeater. There's another shovel. Bubble the shovel was made by Cookie. I've got Obby Cracker 2 and Obby Cracker 1. At one point, Obby Cracker 1 disappeared into a chest or something and I couldn't find it. So I made a second one. And this one's tracked as well. Then I found Obby Cracker 1, so I'm happy. And then over here, that's everything for my ender chest. But over here, there are a ton of shulkers and stuff. I've got a very funny shield in here. I was gonna make a whole thing with oh, I'm gonna turn off the noises. Too much cows going on. I was going to make a part of my museum with like all the furniture, but this stuff doesn't look good in a museum. We got a ton of extra Funko Pops. In here, I've just got a bajillion different enchantments: Rebound, Thorns, Elemental Protection, Vampiric Arrows. I basically bought out Misfits shop. Just every enchantment you can think of, these are full of them. White Concrete. Ton of extra Christmas stuff I got, which was nice. Ton of honey stuff, more Christmas stuff. More of those dead plants. This is Violet's Elytra that he gifted me to put in the museum. I haven't yet. I should probably give it back to him. Kidsy's head. Special rockets that I made for my... What was it called? Crossbow that didn't work. Just a bunch of random stuff I need to sort. I've been really lazy and just like putting shulkers down here because who cares, honestly. And yeah. There's one more part of my base that I'll show off. It's my garlic farm. Let's go out this way. I'm gonna sleep because it might be nicer to be in the daytime. Here are my different shovels. Oh, I forgot to show off my auto smelter. So back here, you can't really see it, but sneakily behind these hanging vines is my auto smelter. So I have a little lava drip cauldron set up here. I put the lava into these chests and it funnels in to the furnace in each one. And then out comes whatever you want to smelt. So you can either AFK or every time I try to smelt stuff, I just work on my base. And while I do work or add to the museum or add a new room, it just does its own thing up here. Fully automated. If I mine this one, I can actually just crawl on through. So yeah, that's that. It's usually not blocked off, but at one point I was AFK in there and a zombie got to me, so I just blocked it off. Up this way, I replaced this tree with wood for some reason. I really don't know why. Here's my first garlic farm. You can see I've got some tomatoes and stuff that I've been growing. I'll actually show off if this has Silk Touch on it. You can mine these things. That's how I got one for my museum. It's kind of weird. Don't think it's intended. But yeah, this was my garlic farm. It's pretty efficient. If you go overnight, you can get like 5 stacks of diamonds. if you just AFK at it and then mine the crops every now and then. But after that, I decided to go all out, because I had a bajillion diamonds anyway. Why not just go all out, go crazy with it? Let me turn the sound back on. Here's a bit of storage. I went all out, bought 1 billion planters and pots and whatever, and built a huge garlic farm that has 2 stories. And it's actually so big that I can't fill all the plots with garlic, which kind of sucks, because the furniture... There's a certain amount of entities that are allowed in a chunk, and if you plant garlic, because all the pots that, like all the dirt, the soil counts as an entity, plus the sprinklers, plus all the garlic that you plant, and so it fills the entity limit really, really fast. You can see I bought a ton of extra sprinklers. And yeah, I just, a bajillion seeds. So I don't really use it. Ooh, I'll take these diamonds. I don't really use it or anything anymore, but if I ever need money, I can just fill it up and then AFK here, watch some YouTube videos while they grow, and then tend to it. It's pretty convenient. I also have a waystone here because I'm lazy. So that's the base. Can I mine this thing? Hello? There we go. Pretty self-contained. I haven't, like, done too much stuff in the air. Obviously, I've got the big, like, face of my own, so it's obvious that it's my base. But, I've put a lot of work into it. Pretty proud of it. I think... I mean, I started working on the base, and it was, like, just this front part. I think it, like, went through from here through here, and so I walled this off, kind of, like, made it more squared, and started adding stuff, and before I knew it, it became more of a less of a storage base, and more of just my main base. This started out, I was supposed to make a main base with a teammate of mine, and it just grew into this monster of a base. If my land ever gets unclaimed, I hope nobody griefs it. Everyone loves their grief on this server for some reason when shit gets unclaimed. But that's why I made it out of obsidian, because if it does get griefed, then at least they'll have a hard time mining through all of it. But that's my base. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to be releasing more videos in this series, so make sure to keep your eye out for more stuff. Probably going to do all my waystones or something like that next, showing off all the areas I've been to. Yeah. Keep your head out for that, keep your eyes out, and catch you on the next one.